This is called the Fabulous Five, and all season long, 18 weeks, we've gone through the top 5 rookies each week for their performance. This is going to be cumulative for the entire season. There are about 20 rookies that can make this list. The honorable mention list for you at home might be even better than my list, but here's how I see it as the coach, as the high school man. Fab Five, number 5, we're going down to South Beach. He might not have a head coach at the moment, but he has a bright future. Jalen Waddle's on the list. Jalen Waddle with a very limited offense, I must say. Watching the Dolphins, it's like, all right, it's Waddle, and let's figure it out from here. Gesicki has a couple plays, Tua makes some plays. But it basically was all Jalen Waddle this season. It was so good that he had a record-breaking season so quietly in Miami, so quietly amongst a bunch of rookie players who made up bigger highlights and had bigger things going on these shows. On the list of rookie receptions ever in NFL history by a wide receiver in his first year, Jalen Waddle finished at number 1. Jalen Waddle had 104 catches. Only one other rookie in the history of the sport has done it and had 100. It was Anquan Boldin. He broke it on Sunday against the Patriots. Jalen Waddle, number 5 on the list, 104 catches. And in any other rookie season, he might be number 1. But he had competition. Let's stay in the division and let's go to the quarterback of the New England Patriots. Number 4 on my list, that guy, McCorkle. Mac Jones makes the list. Jones maybe limped to the finish line at the end of this rookie campaign, but for much of it, we're talking about Mac Jones as the offensive rookie of the year, and it was for plays like that. The Kendrick Bourne pass to bring him right back into the game after throwing a pick against the Cowboys. How about this pass against the Browns? Right along the sideline, perfectly placed to Hunter Henry. I don't know many people who thought Mac Jones would be as good as he was right out of the gates starting in week 1. Remember, it was a big news story in August. Right on Labor Day weekend, they said, we're going to let go of Cam Newton and we're going to let Mac be the guy. And Mac took that throne, that flame, whatever you want to call it, and he was good. He was nails. In fact, he was so good, he's in this company. Here are rookie quarterbacks with a minimum of 14 starts to make the playoffs in their first season. And it's a pretty good list. I mean, Dalton did it as a second-round pick. Russell's a third.
That's a great list.
But this year, there's not a ton of them. And we draft 5 quarterbacks in the first round every year. This is the list of the last 10 years, just 6 players. Mac Jones did it. Number 4 on our list, Mac Jones. We see you. Good luck this weekend in Buffalo. Number 3, you want to go from finesse and leadership to just sheer brute strength. I'm going to an offensive lineman. Number 52 on the Kansas City Chiefs, Creed Humphrey. Woo! I say Creed Humphrey because what he did was physical, it was punishing. And to take over as the center of a team that has gone to the AFC Championship game 3 years in a row, the Super Bowl twice in a row, and a day 1 starter as a rookie, and for the offensive line to get better, that is something special. And Creed Humphrey was punishing. This was against the Raiders, tossing a defensive lineman. We love this play. Sean O'Hara mentioned it about 35 times on our show this season because it shows what Creed can do from the center spot. You can be punishing. You can also be the guy that opens up holes.
Point to him, Peter. Point to him. Right there,
here,
bam.
Right there. That guy's 74. He's on his back. Creed did it all season long. Watch him here again. Same game against the Raiders. Watch Creed. He's seeking out talent. He's seeking, where do I go? Who do I get? Kelsey's going to get the ball, but watch what Creed Humphrey does. Almost out of a running stance, boom, punishing. All right, so he was the best rookie center.
Looks so fun.
He was the best rookie offensive lineman. Sorry, Rashawn Slater. This guy was better this year. But how do you rank as far as, like, I don't know, the rest of the league? It's probably 10, 8. Pro Football Focus actually watches the offensive lineman and puts statistical numbers. This guy's the highest paid center in NFL history.
And he's the Pro
Corey
Bowler.
Lindsley. All right. Creed Humphrey was better than him based on PFF
awesome.
as a rookie. Kelsey, maybe the greatest Eagles offensive lineman ever. These two both had solid seasons. Creed Humphrey as a rookie, the best center in football. That is nearly impossible to do. We see you, Creed Humphrey, and yet you're only number 3 because number 2, I gotta go as only number 2, not number 1 because the number 1's so darn good.
Sure.
Jamar Chase is number 2. Wow. Jamar Chase may be the best rookie season we've ever seen from the wide receiver spot. Chris Carter last week said he was better than Randy Moss as a rookie. That's Patrick Peterson, a Hall of Fame corner. This is his first game in the NFL, ever.
Oh.
That's a Hall of Fame corner. He just did that too. That's what Jamar Chase brought to the table right out of the gates, and he didn't stop. A lot of rookies hit the wall. How about this one? My favorite play of Chase's season. Burrow goes Phil pirouette. They lost this game, but they were down 14, and watch Chase on the back of the end zone. Oh my God, the footwork is so good. Look at this. You have to stay in bounds. Once you go out of bounds once, you're considered out of bounds. Yeah. Keeps it in, gets a second foot in, and dances in, and then he would have another one in that game. And we didn't even show highlights from this one. This Chiefs game where he goes for 266 and 3 tugs in a Week 17 game that ensured that the Chiefs would not be having home field advantage, that ensures an AFC North Division title. Ja'Marr Chase put that team on his back. The Bengals haven't been this exciting since Ocho Cinco and TJ Houshmandzadeh were on the field. And this guy is single-handedly making them must-watch television every single week. He does the gritty, he does the dance, he does it all. And he did it right out of the gates. And yet he's not the #1 rookie of the season. The #1 rookie of the season, and yeah, we know he broke the record here. The #1 rookie of the season happens to play defense.
Go ahead.
And he happens to play for America's team. I am crowning the top rookie of Schrager's Fabulous Five all season as the man right here. That is Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons did things as a rookie that this league has not seen since Lawrence Taylor did them in 1982. He played just about every position for the Cowboys. And as much as we want to give Dan Quinn and Trayvon Diggs and DeMarcus Lawrence and whoever else credit, this team went from the biggest laughingstock on defense a year ago to one of the most feared defenses in football in 2021. And Parsons was everywhere. Micah Parsons played defensive line. He played linebacker. At times they used him as a nickelback. He even lined up at corner one time. This is it. If you look at this, the balance of having to account for a player in his rookie season who played the edge 374 snaps and then linebacker 500 snaps, well, how do I prepare? I don't know if he's coming from me there or he's coming from me out there. That's stuff that you see from 10-year veterans. It's stuff that you see from guys who are, defensive coordinators out there. Not a rookie. Out in the season, what a stellar year. 84 tackles, 13 sacks. He was on the COVID list Week 18. Who knows? If he had another sack and a half, he breaks Javon Curse's record for sacks. 3 forced fumbles, 20 tackles for a loss, and single-handedly has become the most feared player on a Cowboys defense that went from to excellent in 1 year. There's the final list. I would love to hear who didn't make the list. I want to hear your thoughts on this list. But fans, take a look. This is how I stack them up after 18 weeks of a regular season. Tweet us at the show. We put a lot into this over the course of the season. Here's how it ended up for the year. Kyle, what do you got?
All right, so keep the list up there. Peter, Parsons and Chase obviously have to be on the list. I think Mac Jones was what he's done in the Patriots in the playoffs. I think he has to be on the list. Creed, you make a solid case for. In your Fab Five analogy, who is that Jimmy King 5th guy? And I have to bring up the name Najee. Najee Harris of the Steelers with a completely shot quarterback is still in the playoffs. Is he not more deserving leading the league in touches than Waddle, or I hate to say it, even Humphrey?
381 touches, 10 touchdowns, 1,700 total yards.
Led the league in touches.
No fumbles.
Did not have a fumble. And yet when I look at that team, and I look at what they did, I cannot put him in over Jalen Waddle for what he did this season for the Miami Dolphins.
I know the Steelers.
I know they're in the playoffs. Jalen Waddle was the entire offense for the Miami Dolphins, and they were in it until Week 18.
And he has the best dance too.
And he does.
The Waddle's the best thing ever.
Yeah, Steelers fans are gonna love that analysis.
Steeler fans, we can hear from you. Najee Harris, number 6 on my list.
It's a great list.
Mac Jones. It makes me feel bad for Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. You're going to have different coaches now. Mac Jones has a leg up on them going into 2022.
His season's not over yet, Kevin.